Sharon here and welcome to my channel. I'm doing a envelope flippy book. I was inspired by, now I do apologise if I don't pronounce this right, Tina Frisch and Silky Schäfland. Their channel is in German, so I was sort of following the YouTube video rather than what they were saying because I couldn't manage to get my subtitles up. But I have adapted it slightly, and how they joined it all together I've done differently. Anyway, I've used here the Spring Writings kit from LineDotArrow to make this one, and I used 2 DL envelopes for this one. So it opens up like this. I've got a couple of pockets here, a tuck spot there, and a pocket here. And then I've also got a little journal, mini notebook journal inside with some different papers. Some of the pages I've put, the scraps I've got left, I've stenciled. There's from a 1959 Oxford Companion to French Literature. Some vintage paper, music paper. And then in the actual envelopes, I've made some journal cards, getting them around the right way. This one I've painted on by using my watercolour pencil, Jane Davenport watercolour pencil, not pencils, pens, and I've coloured a stamp in. And then there's that one as well there, and I've done some collaging, and the same here, just a label I've put on that one there. So what I thought I'd do is make another one, but I'm going to make it slightly bigger, and I didn't really leave a big enough gap there. It's okay, but I think I could do better. So this time I'm taking 2, and I'm not sure the size, I want to say 5 by 7, but they're not. They're 9 by 6 and... oh, not quite, 6 and 3, no, sorry, 6 1/4, 1, 2, 3, 3/8, 6 and 3/8, or, forgot to say, 16.2 centimetres by 22.8 centimetres. So to start off with, you glue the flaps down. Now, when Tina and Silky did it, they used junk mail envelopes, which, if you've got them, is a great idea. As I said before, we don't get junk mail envelopes in Spain at all. In fact, it's very difficult to get your mail delivered to your house, hence why you have a P.O. box. But if you do have junk mail envelopes, you could use them. So I just decided I would use the envelopes that I had. And as I say, I did it with DL first of all, with just a few slight alterations, well, some alterations really, not slight, to how I put it together. So you do that first, and then I've got to take off the top of each envelope. Oh, that just fits through there. So I'm just going to take a slither off the top just to open it up. And the same with this one, it's just to open it up. So it goes, as long as I've got it straight. Like that. Let's hope I have opened it up. Yes. And yes. So these are going to be joined up like this. But first, before we do any of that, just need to make sure it's glued down. You fold this one in half. Like this. So this is the point where actually your journal will go in here. Then you take these 2, you find the middle, using this Tim Holtz ruler to find my middle. 4, 4, 1, 2, 3 and a bit. 1, 2, 3. Oop, no, go over a bit more. Ah, there we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. So the middle is there. So I need to cut that down. As well. Don't worry, it all gets put together, so even though that's open, it will be sealed. So this fits that side and this fits this side. Now, they covered the whole sheet, all the envelopes in a sheet of paper and scraps and things. I wasn't over keen, but that's my choice. If you want to see, I'll link the video below so you can go and have a look. I'm joining it up with this thick, I don't know, binding tape. It's from That Sticks to You. So what I've done first of all is just cut a strip off. I actually don't use the whole width. I've been just using half because you don't need a lot to stick it together, basically. So one strip does everything. Does both sides of the envelope. It's a bit smaller to cut last time because I was only using the DL. So put that down there for now. And then what I do is I put this on here, lay this down, and then I'm putting this halfway across there. Now, I only want this to go in to about there. This was one of the mistakes I made last time. I need to leave a bigger gap. So that means I'm only putting it down there. I'll put that there. Yeah. Like that. And then your other piece can just go straight over the top. Again, what they did was fold the top bits over. I didn't like that. And I'm going to be using some material to cover this up. As I say, because I don't want to go all the way over the whole envelopes. Just take them off. And then you do the same, so that when you fold this, you make sure you're only folded in there. So I don't know if you can see, you've got a slight gap. And then you do the same this side. Okay, so that's like that, with your openings at the top. So it goes, so as you can see, it's quite a bit bigger than this one. But I would imagine you could do this with any size envelopes. It's just the principle that you're doing. So first of all, I need to ink all the way around the edges. And I'm using ground espresso to do that. Okay, I've inked it all. I've used ground espresso. Now, I've marked where the front and the back is. So what I'm using is the Spring Writings kit from LineDotArrow, but in her sepia. It's the same kit, but it's all sepia designs, all sepia colour. That was a misprint. Got caught in my printer. So yeah, especially as I'm using craft envelopes, so I thought I would use all this. And there is this very similar ephemera as well that you've got here to use. Now, I've decided I will put this onto the front cover. So I've measured out where I want it. And then I can use this side because you don't actually do much with the back. As you can see from, say, this is the full colour one that I've made. And I used the birds there. I thought I'd do something different. And then, whoops, that's a bit... So you can see it's all the same sort of paper, but in sepia. And I thought that would go better with the craft card envelopes. So I'm just going to cut this down and stick it on. And then I hope everybody is doing okay. I've got good news. I've found a house out in the country. It's going to need a lot of work. Unfortunately, it was a divorce case, and it's been on the market 4 years, so it had just been left. They were renovating it. They've got a little way, well, quite a way through it. There's no kitchen, but they've done all the lounge up, and they've done 2 bedrooms up, and they've done a bathroom up, so we can live in it. Where they wanted to put the kitchen is a bit of a disaster zone, but I'm not too worried because we're actually not going to put the kitchen there. Where they were putting the kitchen, we're going to make our master bedroom, a master suite. But that can be done because we've got 3 other bedrooms temporarily that are fine for us to sleep in. And so we're putting the kitchen back into what is now part of the lounge. And it's a massive lounge, and having like a breakfast bar along there. So yeah, I've just got to do these now. Do I do that, or do I do it that way? Or do I do it that way? I think I prefer that way. So try and get it the same. Mark it there. Up a little bit and there. And some of these scraps I've been using, I'm going to use up in another video probably. I'm going to be making tags and collage pieces as well. So pull that across there. So yes, I'm really happy. Over here in Spain, hopefully it will only take 4 weeks to go through, so not too bad. I've asked for 4 weeks, but being a divorce case, sometimes they don't communicate very well. So I'm hoping it will be all right. Usually, though, there's six weeks to get it done. And then I've got to find a temporary craft space, which I think will be in part of the lounge, while we do up. We don't have to paint in there, but I just want to put a coat of white paint over everything because it just brightens everything up, doesn't it? It's been empty for 4 years. And the land, I've got 5,000 square metres. Well, the land, it's so overgrown, you can hardly get in the house. But we've got a plan for that, which is a man with a digger and a petrol strimmer to strim, because that's the only way you can do it, because you can't get electric out to the other side of one side of the land. It's also got 36 olive trees. I found 1 pomegranate tree, and I found an orange and a lemon tree, so hopefully there's more amongst the weeds. I mean, I'm not kidding, the weeds are huge. They're nearly as tall as the olive trees. Okay, so I've done that now, so that's like that. So I've got to put papers on all the rest. So once I've done all that, I'll be back with some more. Okay, I've put all the papers on. As you can see here, I've kept the bottom halves here because that's where pockets are going. This is where the journal bit's going. I did put a tuck spot on the last one there, I'm not too sure. And then these are nicely decorated. I might be able to put a word up here, a label, and then it's just plain on the back. So the next stage now is reinforcing and covering up the brown tape that we've got here and reinforcing where we're going to sew in the journal. Now I've got these two pieces of, they were samples, I think I've told you before, I got a load of them from a friend. This one's quite thin, but the colour does go quite well. I'm not sure if the glue's going to come through, which won't look very nice. This one's darker and thicker. So I really can't make my mind up at the moment which one to use. I'm thinking I'm going with the darker brown one as a bit of a contrast, because this kind of all blends in, but then maybe that's a good idea that it all blends in. But I am worried about the glue showing through there. That doesn't matter so much, because that's where the journal's going. But it will matter here if you've got sort of blobs. So I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go with the brown. I think what I should have done was test a bit of this out first, see what happens, cut a bit. Maybe I'll do that and be back in a minute. Okay, I tested it out and it's okay. The glue doesn't show through, but what I've noticed is any of the design here shows through. I don't know if you can see that there. The leaves are showing through and I wasn't very keen on that. So I don't think I'll be using the thinner one. I think I'll definitely be using this one. So I'll show you what I do. I kind of, hopefully, have to leave a bit at the bottom to trim it. So this needs to go. Bring that down this way. I was roughly doing 4 pieces across. It only has to be a thin piece just to reinforce that spine, and you're going to be doing this both sides. I just need to trim up. I think first I've got my pinking shears. Go up the edge, right on the edge, because I've got to get 6 pieces out of this piece of material. It's a bit thinner than I have done before, but as I say, it's just to reinforce it, so as long as it goes, you put it over the middle, it should be okay. Going to put glue down this bit, all over my fingers, and then it all pops out the top. Oh God, this stuff does get me in a mess. Okay. See, that now is in the bendy bit, so that's all right. So then swap it over, material again. Right, I've cut that bit. It's not brilliant, but it does cover the joint and does reinforce it, which is what it's the point of doing it, and covering up the brown paper that's there. Not that you can see it too badly. On the cream ones you could obviously see, in the cream envelopes you could see it quite well, but this does cover it up. So I've got to go through all the rest and cover all the rest up. And then I'll be back. Yeah, that's fine, because it's only going to bend there. This one is the most important one, where we're going to reinforce the actual envelopes. So and yeah, so that will go like that and like that. See, the other thing is it does reinforce where you're picking it up all the time as well when you're opening it. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I'll go through the other three. Right, I've put all the brown material on, so it folds in like that and then out like that. So I need to now put the journal into there. Now I'll just show you what I've done. I won't put you through the agony of watching me sew it in, because it's just a simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. This is the front, and for this I decided I was going to print out double-sided onto a 160-gram card, and I thought I might as well just stick 2 sheets of the paper together, which is what I've done, and inked it in ground espresso. I've got some coffee dye paper. I found a piece of Edith Holden. I've got a piece of the paper that I've had when I was cutting off earlier, and I've stenciled leaves on both sides. Coffee paper, vintage music paper, again another one that's been stenciled, and then this is this, which I'll go round that way. This is the sheet from the Oxford Companion to French Literature, 1959. It's a very big book. I've got lots to use. And then some more coffee paper. So I'm just now going to sew them into there. The other thing I've got is I've got these little pockets that come with the kit, and then I've also shrunk some cards and tags down here to fit, no, not that one, to fit in the pockets. And also it came like half the page was the little pockets and half a page was was the tags, and half a page was some words like you've got here. And what I've done, I've also shrunk some of them down to fit on to the smaller version. So I'll do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch and then I'll be back in shortly. Okay, I've sewn in the little journal here. As you can see, I've done some stenciling, used up some scraps of the paper that was left over. So that's all fitted in. Now I've got all the journal cards that go in these parts here, and I've got one here that I'm just going to decorate for want of a better word. Okay, so I've made out of the bit of material that I had left here, I've made a tab for the top of the journal cards. I don't always decorate them. Sometimes if the papers are very nice and look okay, I don't bother. Anyway, so we do this. Whoops. So how is everybody? I am filming this on a different day as I ran out of time yesterday. So I am back on a different day for this part. So yeah, stick that in there, and then on there. I have backed them in tea dye paper and inked them with the ground espresso. I found this piece, I've got these, you'll laugh. I have got scraps, a box of tiny scraps here that I'm using at the moment. I found this in there. It's a piece of handmade paper, and then I found some of the greaseproof paper I use when I'm dyeing. Actually, I'll do it that way around. And then I've got a little stamp from the kit as well. So I'm filming this morning, and then I've got to go off to my jewellery. Whoops, put that up there a bit, I think, so it pokes out. The other thing I've done, I've used this stamp set here, designed by Sample Nature Finds, and she's got all these little figures and little figure 1, figure 2 and words. I do love that, and the script set. I haven't used it all yet, but I've taken one of the labels and stamped figure 3 on there. So I think, or shall I go over the top there? And that goes like that. I'll put that over there with that. Push that in a bit there. Or I just put that straight down the side. With that and that. No, that's a bit overpowering, I think. I think I'll put that underneath. Oops. If I can get my glue out, that is. Yes, so I've got my jewellery class this afternoon. And we're starting, I know it's the 31st of May, but we're starting Christmas in June. Well, and July actually, because we go right up to the 26th of July with it. And we're making a table decoration that you can put a candle in, and it's all this seed beads. So you've got a choice of blue and silver or red, gold and green. It's a big table decoration for the centre of the table. And are we wrong doing it this early for Christmas? I don't know. It does take a lot of work because you make all these seed bead flowers. So that goes there. So yes, we're starting that today, and we've got about 6 people signed up for it, which is quite good. I'm quite pleased about. A friend and I both do it at the local craft shop in the village. So we will, actually I think I'm going to put that there. Now I've got that stuck down. I think I prefer that. Don't think this shows up much with the inking. Yeah, I've done this because I think this is quite plain, this paper. And I wanted to do some form of collage anyway. Actually, I think I prefer that, you know, like that. That's it. Right, so that's done, and then I've got these, so these can go in. I think I've got the others done here. Again, that's where I've stamped field notes. This is another collage one that I've used, again, some scraps from that box. And then this is a label that came with the kit as well. So the first one, I think I'm going to put that in there. Actually, no, I'll tell you what I'll do. Before I do that, this one can go in there. That's the front, it's showing the front. So you need to, that one, and then I think I'm going to put that one in there. Like that. This one in here. Like that, so that I've got the tabs just sticking out. Oops. And then this one I think can go in the back one there. Like that. So that's them done. I've then got the pockets, etc. to do. So what I've got is these 2 pockets. I thought I would, I don't know if you can, if I can bring it into shot. Yes, I can. I would put these here. So I just need to glue these down. thinking of starting a YouTube channel for my house, the new house, because it's got a lot of work, it needs renovation, and I watch quite a few renovation channels on YouTube anyway. So I thought, oh, I might do a channel. Right, I've got that one to go in there, along with that one, and then this one to go in there. I've backed everything along with that one. This one I need to, I'll move these out the way. I'm going to make a little tuck spot. So I just need to punch a hole. Oops, it's a bit off centre. I think we'll cope though. And I've got some of this wax thread that I will put through. And there we go. I'm going to trim it, even though it felt like it was too short anyway. So yes, I've got all these over here that I'm going to bring over now. And I want to put in a tuck spot here. So what I'm thinking is grain, but I need to trim that off first. I don't know, I mean I do ink these, but I'm not sure it even really shows up very well, even though it's ground espresso and it's quite dark. So I'm just going to now, I think I'll put it that side. I'm going to glue around here, and I am, whoops, going to go up a bit there. Yeah, I'll put it this side. So that that can go in there, like that. Now, this is a bit plain here, I was thinking. I also think here, I've stamped bloom. I thought that could go down the side there. Oops. And I feel the front of the cover is a bit on the plain side as well. It needs something on. Put that there. And I think I'll take this and I'm going to put this on this one, on this pocket here, down the bottom there. And then I've got to put something onto here. Maybe that. I've got some other lace here. It doesn't, funny enough, this lace doesn't fray when it cuts, so it looks a bit odd. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got any spare cheesecloth. That's weird. I usually have spare cheesecloth. I'm thinking maybe this down the side, just like that. There. Just put that over there. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's try inking this again. Now, what I normally do when I'm putting cheesecloth down is I use my glue stick to hold it down, and then whatever I'm putting on top of the cheesecloth, I use my Fabri-Tac so that it stays down, rather than trying to glue this bit down. I put that on there like that, and then this I will put with Fabri-Tac so that it all stays down. Then like this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with that. I think that's it. I don't think there's much more we can do. I mean, you could decorate to your heart's content, couldn't you? So that folds in there, that folds in there, that folds around like that. The only other thing I was thinking is to tie it up is I've got some of this silk ribbon. I haven't got brown lace. I was looking for some brown lace. Not the sort of thing you generally keep, is it? Brown. I don't anyway, but maybe I will start getting some. Because it does need tying up to keep it together. Like that. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So there's that one that I made with the 2 large envelopes, and then I've got this one that I made with the DL envelopes. Slightly different, but the same. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video, which I hope you have. And I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you to all my current subscribers and any new ones that I have. Welcome. Speak to you soon. Bye.